What's going on, everybody? It's your boy DJ Robrighteous, back at it again with the one and only Jordann Dwayne. Jordann Dwayne, sir, it's been a long time. How you been?
Man, it's been a long time coming, brother. Man, I'm blessed. I'm very blessed, man. How you doing?
Doing all right, man. Glad to be back. Glad
Yes,
to be
sir.
here.
Yes, sir.
Hosting another interview for you.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
So, man, what are some things that have changed since the last time we've spoken?
Oh man, it's been a world of difference, man. It's been a while, man. First of all, shout out to my boy DJ Robrighteous, man. Everybody rocking with us, but man, times change, things evolve. We've had a lot of different situations in these past few months. From being in a big situation with the hurricane, being accepted into the Recording Academy. Shout out to the Recording Academy, man. Just a lot of new projects, a lot of new art that we're working on. A lot of new projects, just staying busy, man, staying busy. A lot of new things on the way.
All right, man. So, just to kind of segue into the Recording Academy, getting into that, what have been some of the biggest challenges you faced before you're able to get into the Recording Academy?
Man, so that's crazy that you asked that. I've been working on getting in the Recording Academy for about almost 5 years now. So it's definitely an honor and it's a blessing. It's staying consistent. It's making sure you're doing everything professional by the book. Really following the business of the music. A lot of people get in music and think it's just like what they see, just making music, making videos, but it's actually a whole business behind it. So, making sure everything is laced up tight, everything is really, the way it's supposed to be. And, it takes time. It's one of those things that takes a lot of time, a lot of investment, a lot of energy, but just, when you get things right, things start falling in line like dominoes. So it was just really just networking with the right people, being around the right people, being around the right situations and events, and, it all kind of just came together.
Okay, cool. When is your first appearance gonna be over there?
Well, we have okay, let me rewind. We've been popping up at the Grammys for the last few years, but we have a big event at the end of this month. But Grammys for 2025 is in February, so they kind of keeping us updated on everything coming together with that, and it's a lot of just smaller events that they have in between, a lot of workshops, a lot of classes, a lot of trainings and stuff like that. So shout out to the Recording Academy again. But yeah, it's a lot of different events that they have coming up from now to actual Grammy weekend. So we definitely looking forward to that.
And you mentioned, the hurricane incident. Recently here in Houston, we had Hurricane Beryl pass by last month, and a couple of people passed away due to the loss of power. And actually, you almost, passed away as well. I know you had a tree fall and pin you in your bed for about 2 hours. That happening, that's a big, life-altering event. What kind of change in perspective have you had after that incident?
Man, it was crazy. I'm a really big faith guy. I'm really big on praying, but it definitely 10 times everything. It was definitely one of those situations. Things happen fast and life changes fast. So, with that crazy situation, yeah, I was almost asleep, but it was about 5:30 in the morning when it happened. And yeah, a tree fell in the house. I was pinned under everything. It took the fire department almost an hour to cut me out. After it took them almost an hour to find me. So it was definitely one of those things that it makes you appreciate life so much more. It makes you really pause a little bit more and just reflect on everything that's going on and make you more grateful. It's been a rough few weeks since then, like just mentally and physically recovering, but it just makes me more grateful, make me want to work harder, man. Like I'm so thankful just to still be here, like to receive all the love from everybody, from the homies, from the friends, from the family, from the team. It's been an eye-opening few weeks, man. It definitely has.
So what else changed your perspective? I know recently you were facing another case in Houston, but thankfully, the case got dropped.
Hey.
So what's something you're pursuing after that? Like, what's your perspective on the whole case getting dropped?
Well, man, shout out to my lawyer, Mr. Trinidad Zamora, first of all. But and it wasn't really, I'm not gonna say anything major. It was definitely a major case, but just when you're doing things, you got to make sure you do things by the book at the end of the day, and with that, make sure you have the right people around you doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, stay focused on your long-term goals without saying too much, definitely it's a blessing to get the case dismissed, because it was a bigger situation that would have resulted, it could have went left or it could have went right. So make sure you got a good lawyer. Shout out to my lawyer for sure. People who smoke, people who deal with, things that may not be legal in certain cities that are legal in other cities, you just got to be careful. You got to move correctly. Make sure, if you're riding around with smoke and stuff like that, make sure you keep all that stuff sealed. Like, without saying too much, just play by the rules, you know what I'm saying, drive the speed limit, do what you're supposed to be doing, and, you know, everything works out. But just definitely, you know, looking forward, you know, it's just one of those things like, always, you know, be prepared and be prepared for what comes with what you're doing. You know, don't bite off more than you can chew. Don't, you know, stay focused on your long-term goals, so you know that's not something that's gonna, you know, distract you from getting to where you want to go.
Good, man. I love that.
Love it.
So I know you had an album come out not too long ago. Tell us about the Jessica Thrash album. What inspired it? What was your inspiration behind that album?
Man, so first of all, shout out to Jessica Thrash. She was the homie like in 7th grade that actually passed away from domestic violence. But I always said like once I get truly on my rock game, I was gonna name an album after her, because she really threw me into the lifestyle of understanding rock and punk rock a lot when I was younger, you know, and that was a big like cultural shift for me when I was growing up. So it was just something I wanted to dedicate to her. But yeah, we dropped the Jessica Thrash album. It's definitely doing numbers. Shout out to everybody who's supporting the records. It definitely means a lot to me. You know, we spent a long time putting together, doing a tour before it, you know, just to get it out. And with everything that's kind of happened in these last few months, we're actually going to do like a revamp of another drop that we're going to do closer to the fall, push it with another tour and just keep it going. But it's definitely a really important record to me. So shout out to everybody that's jamming that and loving it, man. We appreciate you.
Jessica Thrash tour happening when? And can we get merch? Can we expect merch?
Definitely new merch coming on the way. New merch from all the different companies, but definitely for the exclusive Jordann Dwayne line as well. What else did you ask?
When's the tour?
Oh, when's the
Jessica
tour?
Thrash tour.
Man, so we definitely pushing it for the fall. I'll have more dates. We still kind of, you know, we dealing with a lot with this hurricane revamp, still dealing with that a little bit too. So once we kind of get everything locked in and settled, we definitely gonna announce the tour though, man. Y'all be ready for that. We coming to a city near you. Let's go.
Hell yeah, man. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
So a little bit out of left field question, right? It's 2024, you know, things that were uncommon 20, 30, 40 years ago are starting to become more common nowadays. So what are your views on polygamy or polyamory?
Man, so you know, it's one of those things that, you know, and my girl, she's very open to new things, you know, trying new things. You know, we experiment with things. You know, we had a situation earlier this year where, you know, we had our third, you know, another girlfriend for the both of us. It's just one of those things that is like, as a man, if you know how to be honest and communicate, it works out. You know, it's not none of those things where you can't be lying about stuff. You can't be going behind people's back doing things. You got to be open and honest about how you feel, you know. And as a man and as a woman, you know, jealousy can and will always be there, but it's one of those things that you have to realize that jealousy is a controllable emotion. Jealousy is a learned trait from being, you know, and I don't want to say on this side of the world, but it's like you go to other countries and it's a commonly practiced thing. When you come to America, everybody has this vision of just a boy and a girl, and that's the forever relationship, but it doesn't always work out like that. So, you know, with a person like, and I'm just using me for example, I'm a person who has enough love to go around. I can financially provide for, you know, the things that if I wanted more than one woman, you know, my woman was okay with having another one around. She understands the benefit that, you know, the family aspect, the income ratio, you know, it's one of those things that when you're in a relationship with more than one woman, it brings a bigger family element to the table. You know, you have more love for the children, you have more love for each other, y'all are able to help each other in a lot of different ways. So it's just one of those things that it really takes understanding and open communication, you know, no hidden feelings, getting past and understanding what makes you feel jealous about your partner, you know, being with somebody else. Because again, it's like, if your woman likes women, it's one of those things that even jealousy can still arise, but it all has to make sense for everybody. You know, if it benefits everybody and everybody's happy, it works, you know. And it's definitely, it's nothing wrong with traditional relationships. I'm definitely not saying that, but trying new things and being open to new things, definitely, you know, when is the last time you tried something for the first time? So be open to new things, you know. It's definitely just one of those things it's out there, it's there.
All right, man, cool.
Yeah.
So what are some new things right now that you're studying?
Man, so, you know, we always trying to expand the knowledge. We always trying to expand, you know, what we know. Shout out to the big homie Steve Collum. You know, I'm working with him right now, understanding these TV and movie placements, stuff like that. You know, we getting our music placed in different movies and TV shows and video games and stuff like that. So that's been a long time coming. You know, I'm working with him. I'm doing a little course and just working. You know, like I said, just trying to expand deeper into the music industry and different aspects of the game. You know, there's so many different ways to come in the music industry. So it's all about who you know, always just being ready to network some more and learn deeper things. You know, we we diving all the way in. But shout out to the homie Steve. He's really helping us get these placements going. So that's what we're really focusing on before we start pushing out these new projects.
Shout out to Steve, man.
Man, let's go.
You know, I only have a couple more questions for you. So this isn't a question really, but what's some advice you have, or give some advice for future aspiring musicians? You know, you've been doing music since about 2005, making music 2005, coming up on 20 years, 2 decades.
Sheesh. You know, the biggest thing that I tell new artists is learn the business. You know, people get into this music industry and they think it's a music charity. It's not. It's a business. Everything has to make sense. Everything has to make money. You know, you spend so much money dealing with producers, engineers, video people, camera people, you know, marketing, stuff like that. And, you know, next thing you know, you'll be looking, you know, if you're not keeping track of the things you're doing, you'll spend 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 20,000, and you realize that you're not making anything back. You know, if you're not playing this game with the end goal of making more money, or at least breaking even to where it's like you're not just dealing with an expensive hobby, you know, you're involved in the business. You know, that's what it comes down to. You know, people love making music for free. I'm not to say for free, but for fun. And you know, that's totally cool, you know, but there's different levels to doing music when you're doing it as a professional, especially when you're trying to make a living from it. So learn the business, really network with the right people. Don't sell. Learn all your rights, learn all your masters, learn your publishing, learn stuff like that. So when people offer you deals, you don't jump at the wrong thing. You know, I've been involved with a lot of the wrong people over the years, just moving too fast, and that's one thing you definitely don't want to do, is just jump in with the wrong people, trying to move too fast, people trying to sell you dreams. So learn the business.
Okay, and what are some of your favorite books for aspiring musicians to learn the business?
Books. That's a good one, bro. So, you know, they have the Music of Business handbooks, and every year they update the edition. I definitely try to stay updated with those. But anything that has to do with, you know, like licensing, publishing, understanding your masters, you know, because the more you know is the more you're going to grow. So it's like when you rely on other people to do things that you don't understand, especially in this industry, 9 times out of 10, they're funneling money from that could have been and should have been going to you. So it's just really all about learning, you know, like I said, the business at the end of the day. And there's so many different books I haven't even read, but there's so many different books, from things on like licensing, like I said, and then publishing, and just learning how producers and how managers are supposed to take their cuts. You know, if you don't know those type of basics, you know, you jump in this game, it's a deep pool, and you don't want to just jump in with no floaties. So all the research you can do, everything you can get your hands on, is definitely important.
Awesome, man. And then, you know, just to wrap it up, what are some future goals, aspirations that you have? So what's the year 2025 looking like?
Man, so, you know, we're gonna keep dropping this music. We're gonna keep pumping out this catalog, keep the catalog coming, you know. Shout out to the Recording Academy. You know, and I'm not saying any specific years, but, you know, we're going for the Grammys, man. We coming for all the Grammys. You know, just definitely collaborating with as many influential people and upcoming people as possible. You know, just spreading the love, spreading the knowledge. That's the whole thing about music. You know, it's a medicine, and it's all about working with people to reach the people, to help the people. So just networking as much as possible and putting out the most creative, amazing music that we possibly can. Just projects all the way around, you know.
Love that, man. Continue to be a source of inspiration for, you know, the next generation coming up. That's all I have for you, man. But, you know, it's always a pleasure to get together, link up, and, you know, just check in and see how everything's going.
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to my boy DJ Robrighteous, your boy Jordann Dwayne, baby. Let's get it.
Let's go, man. This is Robrighteous checking out. Take it easy.